What is up, friends? Welcome back to the channel for another director who I haven't seen much. We got Wes Anderson earlier in the week, who I'd only seen one film of his previously, and now we're on to David Lynch, who I have seen no films from. This is a director that I don't really know anything about other than I've heard him mentioned a lot, and that he's very, very different as far as filmmaking style. Like, not just Wes Anderson different, where his movements or his colors or style is different, but I've heard that his are just an experience that is nothing like the normal movie experience. But I'm just going off what I've heard, and I'm starting off with Lost Highway, and this was a Patreon recommendation from my top tier, and this was from someone who is a big Lynch fan, and so he thought this one would be the best film that I could start my Lynch journey off with. So hopefully I enjoy it, hopefully I can get a grasp on it. Besides the title of the movie being Lost Highway and the director being David Lynch, I have no idea what to expect with this. I don't know the cast, the story, I don't know the genre really even, and so I'm going in as blind as possible, but hopefully that makes for some good reactions. I'm sure there will be a few surprises in store, there always is when I go in blind to a movie, but looking forward to finding out what Lynch's style is all about and if it hooks me into wanting to watch the rest of his filmography. And so hopefully you guys enjoy watching along with me for this one, and if by the end of the video you did, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out, so I appreciate all your guys' support. And you can always check out my full-length reaction to this movie as well as all the other full-length reactions I've done for the channel on my Patreon, the link for that being in the description below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Lost Highway. It's always very interesting going into a new director's film, or filmography I should say. Much like when I went to the first Tarantino on the channel, you just have no idea what to expect and you kind of have to figure it out as you go. Dang, and we got like some really old school intro or title sequences here. The camera work is very interesting on this as well because it's all like over the place a little bit, very frantic. And I don't know if this is just for creativity or if we're actually watching like one of the characters drive. If they are, they certainly don't like to stay in the right lane. Oh, he wrote it as well. Always a fan of watching directors who write their own work. Can already tell he's very skilled with playing with light just from this first scene. Some cool effects on his face just emerging from the darkness.
Dick Laurent is dead.
It's a pretty ominous first line of dialogue for the movie. I don't know if that's good news or bad news for this guy. Love the POV angle right there. Not quick enough to catch whoever gave him the message, though. Dang, this dude stays emerging from darkness. Every scene he just pops out of there.
I'm not coming to the club tonight.
What are you gonna do?
Stay home. Read.
Read. Read what?
There's something very peculiar about this interaction. This guy seems like there's something he's not showing to the audience.
You can wake me up when you get home if you want to.
Quite the extreme cut, going from almost silence, the first beginning part, to just immediate loud band music. This is certainly a very interesting film so far, just as far as the filmmaking style. Is he calling his wife right now? Because that's probably a pretty bad sign if she's not answering the phone. Bad meaning that she could have been killed or something, although I still don't really know what's going on. But if someone came and told him someone was dead earlier, he might be a potential target. But then it could also mean she just dipped and went somewhere else instead of reading like she said she was gonna do. Excellent frame right there. Definitely is a master of... Oh, she is home. Surely she didn't sleep through that phone call, though. That phone was pretty loud. But I was gonna say, he sure is a master of working with light. Evident so far from the few scenes.
What's that?
A videotape.
Feel like it's never a positive thing receiving a videotape in an unlabeled brown package thing. Yeah, that's mad sketchy, dude. What? Think it's time to move at that point, man.
Must be from a real estate agent.
Well, I admire your optimism. Already got a few little chills there from that moment. Definitely feels like this might be on the thriller or the horror side then, if they're getting some random tapes of their house. Oh, shoot. He did see her last night. So was he just calling her before just to, like, prove to himself that it was her? It's very interesting how much silence there's been in this movie so far. I feel like the only other recent movie I've watched where it's been this quiet at the beginning is There Will Be Blood. Their expressions are certainly interesting right now, because his almost looks unsure, a slight bit of sorrow in there where hers seems quite amused almost, I guess you would say. I don't know how to describe it. That's a cool shot.
It's okay.
Damn, bro, this is like really unsettling without necessarily scary imagery. The music also didn't really help in that moment.
I had a dream last night. You were inside the house. You were calling my name.
I don't like this, man. This is creepy.
I couldn't find you.
What the heck is going on right now? Definitely describe this as a nightmare. It's not any normal dream.
It wasn't you. It looked like you.
Oh, fetch, bro. I got mad chills.
Fred.
What the freak is up with this imagery, man? This is some spooky stuff right now. And I don't even fully understand what's going on with this guy. He just seems to be losing it mentally a little bit. Just having some ideas of her being fake or not who she says she is. Because we obviously had that creepy dream moment. But then we also saw him thinking about the time he saw her with another guy at his performance. But after him mentioning that dream, I wonder if that was real or if that was just in his mind as well.
Another videotape?
Yes.
Don't you want to watch it?
I guess so.
Feel like you're gonna fall down a bad rabbit hole if you keep accepting them, because whoever's giving them to you is probably just gonna keep doing it knowing you're taking it.
It's the same thing.
No, it isn't.
Bro, this looks a lot like the sequence he described for his dream.
What?
Oh, but there's definitely him in bed, so it's not him. Oh gosh, this is effective and freaking me out right now. That's some mad creepy stuff.
Someone broke in and taped us while we slept.
Really like the way this is filmed as well. It's really creating a great atmosphere without necessarily strikingly scary imagery.
Do you want a video camera?
Fred hates them.
I like to remember things my own way.
What do you mean by that?
How I remembered them. Not necessarily the way they happened.
That definitely feels like some extremely significant dialogue, and the way it's delivered definitely makes me think that's going to come up as a theme potentially.
We're gonna check the windows and doors, see if anybody tried to break in.
The conversations in this are also very peculiar. There's something almost unnatural about them. Feels like every character is suspicious or something about what the other has to say.
You look for having
Hey, Hey, that's the guy in the dream. Didn't think we'd be seeing him again. I also recognize that guy, as I do with seemingly a lot of actors from 24. He's in the first season.
Hey,
Dang, dude's just walking away like that, even though he seems very suspicious of that guy doing some not okay things with his wife. His wife seemed more than okay with it, though. Dang, dude pounded 2 quick ones right there. He's ready to have himself a night. Oh, that's the dude he saw on her face in the dream, isn't it? It looks like him, at least. I recognize the paleness.
We've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so. Where was it you think we met?
At your house, don't you remember?
Oh my gosh, bro. That is one of the creepiest looking faces I've seen in a while. And that line is horrifying, too. How the heck does he know that?
As a matter of fact, I'm there right now.
What do you mean you're where?
At your house.
Bro, this is terrifying. What the heck?
Call me.
How is this man not exited this conversation? I'd be out of there so fast. The acting and line delivery, though, of whoever this mysterious guy is very effective.
How'd you get inside my house?
You invited me. It is not my custom to go where I'm not wanted.
Who are you?
Oh gosh, the sound editing right there, the way it just cut his laugh so sharply, and that laugh alone was scary.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
This is some great horror right here, or at least horror moments, because while his face was creepy, there's like no jumpy moments, no like harsh music stings. It's just great atmosphere and unsettling dialogue and everything, which makes for the best moments.
Guy in black.
He's a friend of Dick Laurent's, I think.
Dick Laurent is dead, isn't he?
Dick can't be dead. Who told you he was dead?
Oh, this dialogue is nuts right now. I'm sure there's some significance to all this happening after he took the 2 drinks. There's certainly something about this guy, Dick Laurent, though, that's upsetting him. And the way the guy asked how he knew he was dead and he kind of got shooken up by it. I wonder if he somehow was involved in the death. Oh, that's the guy's name they said in the very beginning, isn't it? Definitely seems like an interesting puzzle to piece together. Bruh, dude, that terrified me. That definitely had a music sting that added to the moment. My goodness. I guess it's fitting that I watch a horror-centric movie to prep me for everything I'm going to be watching in October. You better show me what he's looking at right now. I hate this. The atmosphere that this movie is creating right now is unreal. I'm so on edge. Maybe that's what people really like about David Lynch. Maybe his kind of forte is just great atmospheric filmmaking. I think one of the best ways that it's creating atmosphere right now is just how surreal everything is. I think it definitely goes into how I mentioned the characters spoke to one another, definitely how they act and how there's so much silence a lot of the time. Stop with these shots of him looking off and we can't see what it is. Gosh dang it, dude. I hate that, man. That's how you use darkness to terrorize your audience. What you can't see is always scarier than what you can. Oh, it's a mirror. Does he not recognize himself or something? Is he having another moment like he did with his wife in the dream?
Fred, where are you?
Oh, I was waiting for that to cut, dude. I'm sweating. The way this is edited is excellent. Love how it just hangs a little bit too long on every shot. Was that the mirror it just showed again? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Did looking at himself in the mirror like let that creepy guy into him or something? He didn't get like possessed or something. I'm just reaching for anything at this point to make sense of what I'm watching. Oh my gosh, dude. Holy cow. What a freaking tense scene, dude. That was horrific. Surely that's like not real footage, right?
The jury find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
Here's my order that you be put to death in the electric chair.
Yo, bro, she's actually dead. That was not a turn that I saw coming. At least what I feel like is this early on in the movie.
Stick your hand out, Chief.
I mean, I understand he's probably the most likely suspect in that, but shouldn't they at least investigate who the heck was filming that tape? Because it certainly looks like in the tape he was really broken up about it. Don't like that one bit. Oh my gosh, man, the way he can buy his music and just weird cuts makes my skin crawl. At least there's light on the ceiling. He has something to remind him of home. David Lynch, sir, you need to stop with that, my friend. About to give me a freaking heart attack with those inserts. Certainly seems like he's primarily a visual storyteller, though, because of the lack of dialogue.
God! God! What do you want?
Aspen, my head.
There's gotta be something that happened during that mirror sequence that just set this dude off. That feels like the only just completely unexplained incident so far. Whoa, that was a very interesting transition right there. Also, is that music coming as soundtrack, or is that something he's actually hearing? Well, that was pretty dope. Little reverse explosion right there. Oh, it's Creeps McGee again. Don't you dare walk up to him, even if it's just in your mind. Here we go. I was wondering when the highway part of the title was finally going to come back into play. Bro, this filming is insane. This is just like a fever dream. I don't even understand everything that I'm watching. I just know that I don't like it. It's spooky. Was that him when he was younger? Was he remembering something? I think that quick editing sequence, though, there was very well done because it reminded me of like the nightmares you have when you just like lose control and you just have to watch everything happen, if that makes sense. When you like want to run or something, but you can't. The thing that reminds me most is just the way that the car like came to a sudden halt in that moment.
That's not Fred Madison.
No, sir, it's not.
Who is it?
I couldn't say, sir.
We're getting into some real interesting stuff right now. How the heck do you escape that prison? It looked like there was no possible way. Maybe there was more to that dream sequence than just a dream. What is this filming and storytelling, man? We're actually staying with this new family. So is who I thought the main character was, is he just out of the picture now? They waiting for this guy to trip up, or are they just waiting to see if they catch anything fishy going on? Oh, wait a second. Now that it's kind of hung on his face there a little more, is that the guy that was in that dream sequence? His hairstyle looked a bit familiar.
You've been acting strange lately. Like the other night.
What night?
The last time I saw you.
I don't remember.
Shoot, we're getting into something here. This man has been out of body for a little bit, it seems. Something weird is going on, that's for sure. Had he like switched places with the character we've been following before? Dude's rolling in here like a mob boss. Who the heck is this guy? He had his own little theme song walking up as well.
Somebody giving you trouble?
Because if somebody's giving you trouble, Pete, I can take care of the problem. Like that.
Oh gosh, man, this guy's itching for some action. Definitely seems pretty sketchy though. Knows a few hitmen, I'm guessing, unless he is one.
You did a great job, Pete.
Well, you know I like working on this car, Mr. Eddie.
There's something off about this scene right now though. And maybe that's it right there. This dude's driving mad crazy. Is this whoever the heck's been driving in those other highway scenes? Oof. What a freaking great shot. You know when the seatbelts go on, things are gonna go down. Bro, I thought he was gonna run the guy off the edge. I'm sure they're still gonna beat him half to death though, or kill him.
Tell him you won't tailgate. Hammer! If I had to stop suddenly, you would have hit me! Tell me you're gonna get a manual!
Yeah, man.
Oh gosh, man. I feel like this guy's lucky to be alive right now. Also surprised that it wasn't anyone I recognized. I mean, like from the film. Maybe it was just showing how much of a frightening presence this other old guy is.
I'm sorry about that, Pete, but tailgating is one thing I cannot tolerate.
Oh my gosh, this man's just so casual about it now. I like how he just has him like repair something on his car in the other scene and then immediately smashes the front of it into the rear end of the other guy.
Luke, you recognize that guy?
Laurent.
Laurent? That's not Dick Laurent, is it? Have we done like some crazy time jump or something? Are we now before the initial scenes? Or did the dude just rise from the grave again? I can't tell for sure. It almost looks like she has a lot of the same features as the main character's wife, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure I'm just overthinking things and trying to make a connection where there's none. She also has completely different hair. She's showing up back in a taxi. Did Laurent ditch her wherever they went? Or maybe she came back on her own because she saw Peter staring at her.
I'm Alice Wakefield. I was here earlier.
Yeah, I remember.
How'd you like to take me to dinner?
The pauses in that are very, very interesting. It's almost like how the frames hung on things a little too long earlier, but it's not quite as off-putting as those were.
I don't think this is a very good idea.
Do you have a phone?
It's right. It's right there.
Probably smart of him, though, not to pursue her, though, when he knows she was with the scary guy from earlier, Laurent.
Yeah.
We're not gonna need that cab. Thanks.
A man worked up some confidence, dang.
Maybe we should just skip dinner.
Shoot, man, people don't waste any time in this. The interactions have stayed being surreal, though. Just the way people take their time speaking to one another and how the dialogue sometimes seems unnatural or something of fantasy.
Hello?
I can't see you tonight. I have to go somewhere with Mr. Eddie.
Sure.
I think he suspects something.
Dang, the way it's zoomed so close to her lips definitely adds a level of mysteriousness to it. Reminds me of the shot earlier in the film when the wife was calling the police originally. It was super zoomed in on her mouth as well. Here we go, man. I knew it was bound to come again. The creepy imagery. This dude seems to be going through the same insanity process that the first guy did.
What a job.
His or ours, Lou?
Ours, Hank.
Ooh, very reminiscent camera angles right there. I don't know if that's intentional. Surely it is. Lynch seems like a guy who doesn't do things unintentionally.
They want to know if you remembered anything.
What'd you tell them?
We're not going to say anything.
We saw you that night, Pete.
Shoot, here we go. Now we're getting some development on this story.
There was a man with you.
Why didn't you tell me anything? Who's the man?
I've never seen him before in my life.
I have a feeling who that man is. It might be who we'd been following for the first half of the story. Oh, there it is. It's back once again to give me more chills. I can't tell what that one shot is, though. It looks like some sort of flesh being ripped apart, but it's so obscure that it just freaks me out because I can't tell what it is exactly.
If I ever found out somebody was making out with her, I'd take this and I'd shove it so far up his ass it would come out his mouth.
Knew it was a mistake getting involved with her, especially after how we saw him deal with just somebody who flipped him off earlier.
He'll kill us.
Are you positive that he knows? What are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
If he knows about y'all or has his suspicions, it might not be the best idea to meet at all right now. I don't know if she's worth losing his life over, and vice versa from her side.
We could go away together. I know a guy. He pays girls to party with him. He's always got a lot of cash. He'd be easy to rob.
Oh no, I don't like where this is going. That's just disaster waiting to happen, man. Especially since he's already being tailed by the cops.
Should I call Andy?
Andy.
That's his name, Andy.
Yeah.
You meet me at his place at 11 o'clock. I'll be upstairs with Andy. Back door will be open.
Love that camera angle, man. Just that up close for the dialogue. It's still so peculiar, though, that it seems that at this point we've just completely abandoned that opening sequence. Still so many unanswered questions from that.
There's a man on the phone. He's called a couple of times tonight.
Who is it?
He won't give his name.
Oh gosh, man, I'm nervous. Maybe we're gonna start getting some of those questions answered now. I'm guessing it's one of either two people, Laurent or the main character.
Hello?
Hey, Pete, how you doing?
Who is it?
You know who it is.
Mr. Eddie.
Oh no, dude, he's been caught. He is a dead man now. No way he calls at his house and he doesn't mean business.
I want you to talk to a friend of mine.
We've met before, haven't we?
Oh gosh, that's how he works back into the story. He looks just slightly less creepy though right now, though, without all the makeup.
When a person is sentenced to death, they're sent to a place where they can't escape.
What's going on?
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
So strange, man. Not sure what the meaning of that is, but the way he talked about ascending from death. Ooh, I don't like that his parents just disappeared right there and just kind of replaying something. I think that's what he said. Maybe this guy's stuck in some sort of bad loop. Can't believe this man is still going through with this robbery, though. I guess if they're successful, they'll have enough money to kind of disappear, and if Eddie is suspicious of you, you probably want to disappear. No way, it's this dude. That was freaking unexpected. I had no idea he was gonna pop up again. Did he just kill him right there? Because they'll have some major problems on their hands if they did. That's disgusting, bro. What? Got freaking impaled by the corner of the table. I can't even imagine that pain.
We have to get this stuff. We have to get out of here.
Yeah, they really need to get out of there now. Probably should dust their fingerprints, though. Otherwise, they're going to be pretty easy to trace. Wait, was that the first wife on the left? Couldn't tell. It was a really, really quick shot.
Are both of them you?
That's me.
I knew they looked similar when I first saw him, man. Did he enter some, like, weird parallel universe or something? Because they do look like twins. That is a horrifying hallway. I would not want to walk through that. I like how this is a mystery, but it seems like David Lynch does not want you to get any of the pieces until he's okay with it. What was that sequence, bro? Some of this is just so far beyond my understanding, man. I hope by the end of this I'll understand what things meant, but maybe that's part of the purpose of David Lynch's films.
I know a fence. He'll give us money, get us passports, and then we can go anywhere.
There's something off about this lady, man. I wouldn't trust her. Just the way her dialogue is delivered. Seems like she may have some ulterior motives. I'm not sure though. I'm definitely reading a lot into situations just because it's so difficult to figure out where this story is progressing towards.
We have to go to the desert, baby. Fence I told you about? He's at his cabin.
Bruh, is it gonna be that thing he saw in the reverse explosion sequence?
We'll have to wait.
Why me, Alice? Why choose me?
I feel like you should have asked that question a long time ago, my friend.
You still want me, don't you, Pete? More than ever.
I feel like that's very similar to the language his girlfriend used in their last interaction. Last positive one, I should say.
You'll never have me.
What the heck? What in the world just happened right there? Why'd she just decimate him all of a sudden? This film is so abstract, man. Feels like the storytelling's a Picasso painting. Bro, what the heck? He just switched back. Dang, there is some sort of crazy time parallel or time jump in this. Are they like the same person? Or are they just living out like the same circumstances at different times?
Where's Alice?
Her name is Renee. If she told you her name is Alice, she's lying. And your name? What the is your name?
Bro, this is so strange. I have no idea what is going on right now. Well, we know that he's the one behind the video camera from all those initial tapes, which I mean, I guess shouldn't be too surprising. Not sure what all that dialogue means though when he said there is no Alice, her name's Renee. Whoa, wait a second, that's actually a place in the film? So that looked like the hallway that Peter walked through earlier, but I thought he was in the house. I feel like this is definitely going to take some explained videos after watching this to understand the story and how everything connects. Dude caught her in the act. She's freaking busted now. I guess his slight suspicions earlier were justified then. Oh, I guess he's not gonna kill him initially. He's gonna take him away, probably torture him. Eddie's getting a taste of his own medicine right now, that's for sure. Mate, you can't drive all the way out into the middle of nowhere and then just be killed yourself. That'd be a freaking disappointment. What is happening, man? I thought he was helping Eddie earlier, though. Where's this guy's allegiances lie? The heck, and now he's just disappeared. Surely he's not just a figment of his imagination this whole time, is it? Is he like schizophrenic or something? Or does he have like dissociative identity disorder?
Take a look at this.
Yeah, that's her all right. What do you think?
I think there's no such thing as a bad coincidence.
Another piece of dialogue I feel like is pretty significant. Also very interesting though that there's only one girl in that picture now, which is Renee.
Dick Laurent is dead.
Wait, what? How the heck is that even possible, man? So this movie was really just a constant loop. That was an insane reveal, dang. I hope David Lynch doesn't expect me to understand what the heck that was that I was watching. Dude looked like he just morphed into a monster. Of course it freaking ends right there. What? Are you kidding me? That movie was a trip, man. Just was so interesting and peculiar throughout the whole runtime. And the fact that it was like such a heavy like horror themed movie at the beginning and then just switched a little ways through, only to somewhat return to that theme at the end. Just a very interesting story telling tactic that I'm not used to seeing for sure. So I mean, the one line that sticks out to me is when Peter got a call from Eddie and he told him, like, when somebody ascends after death, they're stuck in a loop. I think I'm remembering that quote right. Is that just what he's been stuck in? Did he die at some point and now he's forced to relive the same events over and over? That could be completely wrong though, but there's some sort of time warpage going on there because he did the Dick Laurent is dead thing, which was what somebody told him in the very beginning, so clearly it's the same guy. But then I still don't fully understand the connection between Fred and Peter's lives, because editing later on made it seem like they were the same people. David Lynch certainly knows how to create atmosphere though. Those first 30 or whatever minutes were terrifying, but then the rest of the movie still had a very good, unsettling, surreal feel about it. Definitely sucks you in. So I'll have to check out some more of his films, see if they're all as interestingly woven together like this one is. So I definitely can't give too many of my thoughts on this as far as the plot or anything, even exactly how I feel about it, because as I've already said throughout my credit discussion, I don't fully grasp what everything means, and I'm going to guess that that's intentional just because of how everything was pieced together and how the filming was done. It definitely felt like David Lynch was just putting forth a puzzle and withholding the pieces until a lot of them at the very end, but even then doesn't feel like I have the whole story. But maybe it's the kind of film where on rewatches or further study it becomes a lot more clear and rewarding. So this is one of the times I'm definitely grateful to be watching this and sharing it with you guys, because I'm sure your comments will be very helpful for this one, because I assume a lot of you watching this have already seen it, probably already know what a lot of things mean. So hopefully you guys can help me understand what everything's significance is, maybe things I missed, things I didn't understand, if anything I said was correct, which probably isn't very much, but I definitely would appreciate any insight you guys have or any advice going forward for David Lynch films, because this film definitely made me interested in checking out more of his stuff, because definitely an experience type film. It just kind of transports you into this kind of otherworldly feeling, I guess you would say. And even though some of the things were very surreal, it felt like you were just kind of put in a trance throughout the movie. But I did overall enjoy myself watching it. I've never watched a movie like this before, and so because of its uniqueness, I definitely appreciate what it gave me, what it created for me. But I'm very curious what kind of response this movie got when it first released, because it seems like people, general audiences especially, who would have just gone and seen this in the theaters may have come out kind of upset or confused with their experience. Obviously, I'm of the mind that if I don't necessarily understand something initially, that doesn't mean it's bad or anything. In a way, it makes me want to study it more and find out what it all means. But because of that, I wonder if this was received poorly when it released, or maybe it was received well. Maybe people saw the artistic talent behind it, and I'm sure by this time David Lynch was already a respected director, and so they probably expected this from him. Again, this is my first movie with him, and so every aspect of his style was new and at times shocking to me, and so that could be part of the reason why some of the things in this movie went just completely over my head, because I wasn't expecting it. I'm not used to that style of filmmaking, and so maybe when I watch more of his films in the future, I'll be a little bit more prepared, maybe have a little bit more grasp on his way of giving the audience information. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. Definitely one of the most interesting films I've watched for the channel. Nothing else I've seen is like it or comparative. But if you did enjoy the video, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That always helps the videos reach a lot more people and helps the channel out. So I appreciate your guys' support. Again, looking forward to your comments a lot. Definitely need your help, and of course I'll look up some explained videos as well and hopefully get a better grasp on the plot. But if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire length of the movie, definitely check out my Patreon, the link for that being in the description below, and you can also get all my other full-length reactions I've done for the channel there as well. But until the next video, I will see you all later. Peace.